This is Blonde Records Music News, powered by Left Bank Magazine. We're officially halfway through this godforsaken year. I'm Rebecca Sansom. Scandal of scandals. In one of the juiciest bombshells of a panel at Indie Week last week, we learned about the impending merger of two of the biggest ticket resellers, StubHub and Viagogo. Did you know that both companies were raided in 2017 by UK law enforcement? Oh my God, how did you not know that? Well, guess what they found? Binders full of instructions on how scalpers can maximize their resale profit with numbers that could only be attained if they were using bots. Ergo, confirming that Viagogo and StubHub consider their main customers to be the scalpers. A practice that harms both venues and artists. Enter stage left, the Boss Act, aka the Better Oversight of Secondary Sales and Accountability in Concert Ticketing Act. If passed, it would put restrictions on scalpers who use bots and make it easier to go after Viagogo and StubHub if they are found to be aiding and abetting said scalpers. However, the Boss Act is flawed in its current state because it puts restrictions on artists to sell their own tickets. Rachel Stillwell of Stillwell Law says we need to lobby as a collective body of musicians to be able to resell our own tickets. Hopefully, this will get straightened out before it goes up for a vote next year. In fact, one of the main objectives of A2IM is to lobby as a collective body for the independent music industry. What's that? Breaking news! Barcelona, Spain is winning the reopening World Games. The Gran Teatro del Liceu opened last week with a performance to 2,292 houseplants.
I no facin fotografies durant l'espectacle.
What was played, you ask? Giacomo Puccini's Crisantemi. Why did they do this? They say they wanted to recognize the work of healthcare professionals, stating, "The Liceu welcomes and leads a highly symbolic act that defends the value of art, music, and nature as a letter of introduction to our return to activity." Gold freaking medal to you, Barcelona Opera House String Quartet and Houseplants. You can find the link to the whole concert in the show notes. Do you think there was a bromeliad in the audience? I've been meaning to introduce y'all to my bromeliad for a long time, and since the opera did that, and Gum Country came out with their twee psych pop record Somewhere last week, which includes the track Talking to My Plants, I feel like now is the right time to tell you that I asked my bromeliad to please, please bloom, and guess what she did? She said, "I'll do you one better, I'll grow a whole new plant." And this is a new plant. This is a completely new plant. I swear, like the day after I asked her to bloom. So, has anyone else been talking to their plants during lockdown? Gum Country guitarist Courtney Garvin admits she has. Okay, if I can encourage a plant to grow a whole nother plant, surely artists can encourage each other to make more art, right? Amplify X is here to tell us more on just that.
Thank you so much for the introduction, Rebecca. My name is Adam Coward, and I'm the founder and CEO of Amplify X, the first FINRA and SEC compliant funding portal that allows people to invest into musicians for a piece of their future royalty income. This creates a new asset class around royalty ownership that's not tied to the traditional marketplace and allows you to participate in the future of your favorite bands. We're launching a private beta over the next couple of months. Go over to amplifyx.com to check it out.
Thanks, Adam. They will be launching soon. Bands in Town is also encouraging more art by adding a support button to artists' pages. Their support button supports donations from PayPal, the Cash App, Venmo, Bandcamp, Shopify, Patreon, Kickstarter, GoFundMe, Artist Share, and Indiegogo. Oh my goodness, breaking news again. Father Space Cadet has entered the space. A, because I need a DJ for the next segment, and 2, because we all have a low-key crush on Father Space Cadet, right? Hey DJ, play that Kelly Rowland track we were talking about. Not that one. Play Motivation.
Baby, I'ma be a motivation.
Okay, now play Norman's Motivation. And now play both of them at the same time.
Baby.
Now wait just a litigious moment with Mike Lawrence. How is this okay?
I'll tell you how that's okay, Rebecca. So we have Normani's song, Motivation, and Kelly Rowland also has a song, Motivation. Just because you have two songs with the same name does not make it copyright infringement, and here's why. In order to have copyright infringement, in most instances, you need to lift a portion of a previous recording and put it on your current recording. Now, that's happened in a couple of instances in the past, most notably with Ice Ice Baby.
Ice Ice Baby. All right, stop, collaborate and listen.
Which lifted off of the Queen and David Bowie Under Pressure song.
Under pressure, the things you feel inside.
The Verve lifted an instrumental track from the Rolling Stones when they created Bittersweet Symphony. In both of those instances, that was clearly copyright infringement, and a settlement had to be paid to the previous copyright holder. There was a case in the past where Two Live Crew lifted a sample from a Roy Orbison track called Oh Pretty Woman. Two Live Crew created a new song called Pretty Woman. In that case, ironically, there was found no copyright infringement because the Two Live Crew version was a parody. Now, what's important to understand here in this case is that even though Motivation is a song by Normani and was a song by Kelly Rowland, there's no copyright infringement because there was no part of Kelly Rowland's Motivation that was taken off and put on the Normani song. The reference to Motivation does not allude in any way to the Kelly Rowland track Motivation other than it being the same name. And I hope you all understand a little bit more about what makes copyright infringement. As always, this is Mike Lawrence. Look into hiring me at MikeLawrenceLaw.com. Thank you.
And that was a litigious moment with Mike Lawrence. If you need an entertainment lawyer, hit him up. Now back to Father Space Cadet.
Okay, we're getting distracted.
Whoa, hey Goldie, I did not hear you come in.
Shouts out Father Space Cadet. That's hard. Keep trapping from the crib. That's exactly what I came here to talk about today.
You got it.
It's no secret that coronavirus wants us to socially distance. I think as a result of that, a lot of people have made the switch from the commercial studio to the home studio. But one thing people aren't talking about is the fact that it's kind of a little better to work at home. We've seen artists like legends, like Juicy J, like Pitbull, who've been around for a long time, talk for years saying, yeah, they record all their music on the fly, on the go, whether it's in the car, the plane, the hotel, whatever it gotta be, right? And we're seeing recently new artists like Lil Baby who are not short for cash and not in places where social distance is really being enforced. Even they're choosing to make the switch to the home studio. You just feel more comfortable there. You have more control. You can take your time. So in this episode of Goldie's Guidance, I'm just here to tell you one thing. I'm talking to you live from the studio. I made this song here. Sounds real good, huh? Father Space Cadet, they're making music from the house. So I'm here to tell you guys, take the money you would have spent on a studio session, buy the equipment, get yourself a nice condenser mic, a good reflection filter, some good MIDI keyboards, and a nice interface. And you're ready to go. Under $1,000, under $500 even, if you really do the research and you get stuff used, you can get a really great studio at home and you can put out hits like this. So, without further ado, I'm out of here. I'm gonna let you get back to work. I gotta get back to work. Let's make this music. Trap hard.
Friendly reminder to pre-save Goldie's upcoming track Bañador, out July 10th through Blonde Records by way of Altefante Music Network. That means we've got Bañador and Wannabe coming out this month. It's gonna be poppin'. Blonde Records is poppin'. Now, we're so extremely honored to have emerging artist Mallory here with a preview of her latest release, Fantasy.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Better than I asked for, better than I prayed for, so much better, more and more. Better than I could have thought, better than I could have dreamed, better than I ever had. Oh, better than a fantasy, better than a fantasy, better than a fantasy, better than a better than a better than a fantasy, better than a fantasy. Better than a fantasy, better than a better than a more love than I ever thought, more love than I ever had.
I need those earrings. And super hot music video, Mallory. Watch the whole thing on her YouTube channel. Find it in the show notes. Celeste is here to show some more love to one of her favorite artists, Solange Prat.
Hey y'all! Solange Prat is putting out singles. She put out Ikere, she put out Loop. These are leading up to her forthcoming solo album, long awaited. We've seen her in Williamsburg Salsa Orchestra.
Give it up for the Williamsburg Salsa Orchestra.
She does her thing with Gregorio Uribe in Sempiterno, and now we're gonna get her pure music, her songs. I'm stoked for this album, and I'm loving the visuals she's putting out. I'm very in love with her performance of the song Loop. In fact, Rebecca, I'm gonna want you to just go on and roll some of that. Roll some of that. Hey.
Ay, se podrá, se logrará haber sentido el abrazo divino que atesora la raíz.
Thanks, Celeste. We also love Solange and want to say congrats on the upcoming Bundle of Cuteness. We are coming out of Pride Month with a recap of the Myth's Bushwig performance this weekend.
You spoke to me, cold sweat and I fall where we may. As I jump, my eyes close, escape to a world you'll never reach, never know.
So good. I can't wait till is performing live again. Now, here's with a report on the Queer Liberation March that took place Sunday, June 28th.
Black trans lives matter. Black trans lives matter.
Hey, I am at the Queer Liberation March. A march for Black trans lives, a march for ending the police and defunding the police. I'm so inspired by today and how many people have come out to support Black lives. So this is Occupy City Hall, a demonstration to defund the police before the next budget meeting with the mayor, to defund by $1 billion to reallocate that money to social services. Today is Pride, and today's Pride is not a TM copyright pride or corporate pride. It is a pride of liberation for Black lives and Black trans lives.
Liberate all of us from the pale male Yale patriarchy, please. God, I love M in the field, don't you? Now here's some news you can use. Amazon Music has a Twitch channel that you can apply to be on. We'll put the information on how in the show notes. Well, we've got one whole like for the Blonde Records Music News Spotify playlist. It's really good and I update it every week, so follow it please, and also please follow the featured artists on the show. It's really the only way we'll ever expand this community. Did I forget to mention that A2IM featured us in their newsletter last week? We're very proud of ourselves for that, and hello to any new viewers out there. I also want to try to manifest our ultimate goal for this show, which is to get sponsors, so we can create a fund for artists. If you're interested in such an opportunity, email me. Please continue to stay safe, stay positive, and together we can save the world. I'm Rebecca Sansom.
Thank you.